James Van Der Beek's wife is Kimberly Van Der Beek, and the couple built a family with 6 children over the course of their marriage. After James's death on February 11th, Kimberly shared a message publicly. "Our beloved James David Van Der Beek passed peacefully this morning," she wrote. "He met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. There is much to share regarding his wishes, love for humanity, and the sacredness of time. Those days will come. For now, we ask for peaceful privacy as we grieve our loving husband, father, son, brother, and friend." James and Kimberly first crossed paths on a trip to Israel in 2009. They wed a year later and went on to welcome 6 children together: daughters Olivia, Annabelle, Amelia, and Gwendolyn, and sons Joshua and Jeremiah.
So who is James Van Der Beek's wife? Here's everything to know about Kimberly Van Der Beek and her relationship with the late actor. She worked as a producer. Kimberly has been connected to film and media work behind the scenes. One of the credits mentioned in mainstream profiles is her role as an associate producer on the documentary Teenage Paparazzo, which premiered at Sundance in 2010. The project explores celebrity culture, what it means to chase fame, photograph it, and live inside it. She met James in Israel. Their origin story starts outside Hollywood. According to the publicly reported account, James and Kimberly met while traveling in Israel in 2009, not long after James's first marriage ended. James later described being in a reflective moment, feeling finished with casual dating and wanting something lasting. Then Kimberly entered the picture in a simple, almost accidental way. She approached during a group setting and asked a question. It was brief, but it stuck with him. A few days later, James tried to get clarity fast, asking her directly what she wanted from a relationship. Initially, she didn't want to pursue anything serious, but the relationship moved forward anyway, quickly enough that within months, they were living together and expecting a baby. She and James married in 2010. James and Kimberly married on August 1st, 2010, in Tel Aviv, Israel. At the time, they didn't share many wedding details publicly, but James later reflected on the day and described it as intimate and spontaneous. He recounted that Kimberly had once dreamed of a very specific set of circumstances, including a man who would officiate and a specific date. And then, by chance, that person was available. The ceremony ended up taking place in the basement of the Kabbalah Center in Tel Aviv. James painted the scene as a whirlwind, rushing to get ready, strangers and a few friends dancing around them, paparazzi showing up afterward, and then the two of them eating at a casual outdoor Lebanese spot with simple plastic tables. Ending the night with great food and that just-married feeling of stepping into a new chapter. She is a mother of 6. Kimberly and James went on to welcome 6 children, and James often described parenting as both joyful and humbling. He said that just when you think you've figured it out, another child arrives with a totally new personality and set of needs, forcing parents to keep learning, especially when things get hectic. Their children, as listed in mainstream reporting: Olivia, born September 25, 2010, in Los Angeles; Joshua, born March 13, 2012; Annabelle Leah, born January 25, 2014; Amelia, born March 23, 2016, at home in Los Angeles; Gwendolyn, born June 15, 2018; Jeremiah, born October 10, 2021, at the family's ranch in Texas. James also joked candidly that they only planned for 1 child, and that their weakness was basically not getting pregnant. After Jeremiah's birth, he shared that he got a vasectomy not long after. She has been open about pregnancy losses. One of the most serious parts of their story is what they chose to share about loss. Kimberly and James publicly discussed experiencing multiple miscarriages, describing how isolating it can be, especially because many people don't talk about pregnancy until later, even though the early months can be physically and emotionally overwhelming. In connection with an American Red Cross campaign, they also spoke about a medical emergency in which Kimberly needed blood transfusions, and she credited donated blood with saving her life. James described the experience as something that forced them to move slowly, process privately, and heal on their own timeline. She co-hosted a podcast. Kimberly also stepped into a more public voice through a podcast project. She co-hosted Bathroom Chronicles with Peggy Rametto, running from early 2023 into early 2024. The show featured well-known guests and leaned into honest conversations, friendship, motherhood, identity, and the messy parts people usually keep off camera. James appeared as a guest too,
and in public comments, he framed the podcast as something that gave Kimberly creative energy and a sense of community, like building a space where people could feel understood. She and James relocated to Texas in 2020. In 2020, the family made a major change, leaving Los Angeles and moving to Texas. James described it as the kind of reset that happens when your priorities shift and you realize the full life you want might not be in the place you've always lived. He also pointed to a stack of difficult events that shaped that decision: pregnancy losses, a health scare Kimberly faced, his experience on Dancing with the Stars, the death of his mother, and the broader disruption of the pandemic period. The move was framed as a deliberate choice to rebuild: more space, a different pace, and a new chapter for the family.